Welcome to Unity of Huntsville. Unity of Huntsville is an inclusive, compassionate community that supports the realization of our divine potential, the awakening of our hearts, and healing through interactive learning, practice, and service. Our mission is transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. I'd like to bring your attention now to the Christ candle. Normally we light the Christ candle before the service begins, and I did, but some reason it went out this morning. So I'm going to light it again. The Christ candle is a reminder of the Christ light that is inside each and every one of us. And this light never goes out, unlike the light of the candle, which for some reason won't even light back this morning. So let's just hold that in light and the light of the world as we see the Christ light in everyone we meet. Today's a special service because I won't be delivering the message. The message is going to be given by Debbie Priest. It's titled, Baby with the Bathwater, so we look forward to hearing that. She will also be playing the keyboards to accompany the music, and we have Valerie running the slides that will have the affirmations and the lyrics behind me. My name is Reverend Dean Isley. I am the pastor here. And thank you for coming this morning. Let's stand and sing together our opening song. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 One more. My soul is welcome here. And now before you sit yourselves down, please greet your neighbor in hands of fellowship as we sing We.
Hello. Hands are cold. Marilyn,
Sing it again.
Hey, you can say it. Jen, was it? Yep. Okay, good. Hello again. Good to see you. Like your best. Fall like. Good to see you again. Hey, how are you? Good.
Oh yeah, you know, kid issues. Hey, your hair's really curly. Is that why it's normal?
It's normal curly hair, yeah. I straighten it. Thank
I
you.
like it.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Unity and love. We must together. We must together in love. How many of you know the Christ light came back on? Please be seated. Woo. That was a little elf that was scurrying around on the stage. You got that thing back up there. All right. Let's join together as we sing another congregational song, and you may be seated. We'll sing this one from our seats. It's called Be Peace, Expressing in the World. Let's stand together. Let's make a new day. Let's lift up each other and find a new way. Tomorrow's upon us. The future is here. Let's love one another and release all our fear and be peace, expressing in the world. Be the joy and the light of the Spirit, expressing in the world. And be love, expressing in the world. Be the hope and the heart of the Spirit, expressing in the world. Make a commitment. Open your heart. Don't stand there in judgment. And keep love apart. God lights the way now. The pathway is clear. Loving each other eliminates fear and be peace, expressing in the world. Be the joy and the light of the Spirit, expressing in the world. And be love, expressing in the world. Be the hope and the heart of the Spirit, expressing in the world. Expressing in the world. Expressing in the world. All right. Let's affirm together our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God. And now I'd like to read for you from the Daily Word. The Daily Word is a publication of Unity World Headquarters. And the word of the day is worthy. And the affirmation is, all people are worthy as children of God. And the message is, it can be easy to look at others and see differences, the things that tend to separate. I may even make judgments about their worthiness. But each person is so much more than their appearance, habits, and histories. Today, I commit to treating others as I would want them to treat me, as the divine beings they are. I will look beyond appearances, put aside any judgments, and open my heart to others. I will treat all others as individuations of the divine and beloved members of the human family. As I do this, I feel differences and separation fall away. I behold our similarities and feel a new kind of kinship, one born of respect and acceptance. All people are one in God, and each is worthy of inclusion and belonging. And the scripture is from Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It is that very Spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are children of God. And the affirmation is, all people are worthy as children of God. And the word of the day is worthy. Let's join together as we affirm our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And now I invite you to go deeper in prayer with me. Perhaps checking in with your body and noticing your posture as you sit securely in your chair, in your pew, right here, right now, right where your feet are. Perhaps follow your breath, allowing your breath to be a vehicle of bringing your awareness to this present time, in this present space. I invite you to take a deep breath with me, gently but fully filling your lungs, breathing in and relaxing, releasing, and allowing your body to relax. Perhaps one more deep breath in. As your body relaxes, your awareness begins to move a little more within. Aware that yes, there are thoughts, yes, and emotions, and that's perfectly acceptable. As we relax into this moment, we allow them to be what they are, without following them and without giving them a name. We just simply notice as they come and they go. Relaxing our bodies, allowing our minds to become a little more still, present to this moment, right now. We affirm our nature. We are individuations of the divine, a unique expression of God in this universe. Each one of us, fully deserving of all of our divine inheritance as a child of God. Peace, love, wholeness, joy, compassion. These spiritual gifts and all spiritual gifts are ours. We are spirit beings having a human experience. we are good right now, just the way we are. Perfect, whole, harmonious. Each one of us following a unique path. We open ourselves to divine wisdom and understanding by going into the silence together, the secret garden, the beautiful meadow that is within us and always available to us. Let us go into the silence together right now. It was out of the silence that the prophet Elijah received the guidance of God as a still, small voice. And in that moment, he knew his next step. He knew what was his to do. We ask for that guidance now. Spirit, my teacher, my comforter, what is my next step on my spiritual path? I open to you and your guidance and counselship in this moment, knowing that all is in divine order and that I will receive the guidance that I need in your time. I am open to receive. And we are grateful. Grateful for this day and the life energy that is flowing through our bodies now and in every now moment. This bioenergy flowing through us and touching each cell with its rejuvenating life force, strengthening us to wholeness and sweeping away any obstacle to that perfect well-being that is our inheritance. We are grateful for one another, for this opportunity to gather together, to share in this biofield that is one. This one field in which we live and move and have our being. This one field of energy, spirit. We are grateful with a feeling of gratitude that has no object, only a knowing that all is well, and we are grateful. And it is in this gratitude that we say thank you, and so it is. Amen. pleased to announce our guest speaker. And you all know her very well. She's here every Sunday and playing the keyboard. Debbie Priest presents Baby with the Bathwater.
Hey everybody. Jim, right? Is that your name?
Yep.
Okay. Nice to see you, Jim. Nice to see you, Sally. Marilyn. Yeah, I was going to talk about the baby with the bathwater, but I heard that somebody already gave that sermon a month ago. So I guess I don't need to talk. Mine will be probably a little bit different than what Dean shared a month ago. And by the way, I just want to thank all of you for your prayers for my kids who were in the accident the afternoon before, because they're recovering very, very well. So thank you for their prayers. So what inspired this talk was reading a couple books recently. One, I wish I had the copy with me, but I loaned it to a friend. It was a book about Amy McPherson. Has anybody ever heard of her? Oh, okay. I had never heard of her, but her story was very, very interesting. When she was born, I can't remember exactly, but her mother really offered her up to God, and felt that this child was going to be something very special. And as it turned out, when she grew up, she became an evangelist. And this was back like in 1920. And how often do you hear about female preachers at that time? But she was she just felt so led by the Spirit. And she just went out and just traveled. And she had first she had one child, then she had two children. The father of the first passed away, and then the second one was actually there. But she would travel in this old car, and with her mother and her one or two kids, with no money, just completely relying on the Lord. And she would just go to these revivals. I guess they had a lot of tent revivals at that time, and she would just travel around, and then they, take up donations, and this is how she supported herself. And she was amazingly successful. She actually created the first mega church in America. In Los Angeles, she created a church of 3,500, and it's a huge, huge building. And she was just extremely successful. And she was actually able to do healings as well. And there was a room devoted, it was just for people who had been healed, and then they'd leave their canes, their walkers, their wheelchairs, whatever. They would just leave it and walk out healed. And so she was just led by the Spirit, and that just inspired me so much. And then another book that I read, I had it at my house, but I completely forgot about it. I read it years ago. and I had sorted through all my books recently, a couple months ago, and I came across this. It's The Prayer Life, written by Andrew Murray. And by the way, you can find this and other books on Amazon Kindle for 99 cents. But I like the hard copies that you could pick up, and mine is actually coming apart and all lined up. But this also was written a long, long time ago. In the very first page, he talks about he had attended a conference in 1912, and he actually died in 1917. So this was a long time ago too, and he wrote this, and he was speaking to ministers about the neglect of prayer, that it's not a priority, and because of that, the churches are struggling. And it just really moved me in such a deep way, and it's really helped me renew my prayer life. And he talks about really spending time, and he says, how many spend a half an hour in prayer? And like nobody raised their hand. How many spend 20 minutes? How many spend 15 minutes? How many spend 5 minutes? And maybe some people finally raise their hand. But anyway, so it really inspired me to work on my prayer life, and I'm making that a regular practice of my life now, every morning, as much as possible. And both these books inspired me so much because it brought back memories of when I was in my early 20s. I joined the Unification Church. I think most of you know that, some of you don't, of Reverend Moon. And I was married and blessed in that church, and I was matched by Reverend Moon, and I happily married for 43 years now to my wonderful husband. But at the time, this was like in 1974, and our church didn't have anything then. Sorry. So we were sent out on these fundraising teams, and we would work all day and sometimes at night as well. And I know when everybody thinks about Reverend Moon, they just think, oh, he's just after their money, and and he's just brainwashing these kids, these 20-year-olds. But really, it was a training for us to learn to totally rely on God. And also, we learned many important things, and he was always teaching us all the time. And he talked about the importance of setting our goals and persevering, because many times the blessing comes right at the last minute. When you're ready to give up, that blessing comes. And I saw that many times. I remember sometimes going to some bars, and I hadn't made, maybe my goal is $100, and I had made $25 the whole day. And then right at the very end, the very last bar, I'd walk into this bar, I was selling flowers or something, and some guy would say, oh, little lady, what you got there? And take my bucket, and he said, I'll take all those. And he goes around, and he buys all the flowers and gives them to all the women there, and I make my goal. And miracles like this would happen all the time. I came to depend on it. But also, what happened was that sometimes I have spiritual experiences as well. And what would happen was, because when I would fundraise, and this is something that Reverend Moon taught us too, he said, when you sell your product, think about it as just like if you have like peanuts. Think about when you sell these peanuts and they eat these peanuts, it'll just be like a love bomb in their heart, and they'll feel that. So just feel like you're blessing people. And And so it's like I would have the goal in the back of my mind, but I wasn't just focused on, okay, I gotta make my goal, or I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't make my goal. But instead, it was like, okay, I'm just gonna love people all day long. And I would always make my goal, but it was so much more fun than just, you know, focusing on trying to make money. And sometimes I would just become open spiritually. And what I mean by that is because like this love was like coming through me all day long. And you know, he would always talk about this, Reverend Moon too. He like, you have to make yourself empty. You have to become a complete mindedness by giving so that the love comes through you and out of you. And so sometimes in the evening, it's like I would get this second wind, and I would have, it would be at night, and I'd be at a strip of bars, and it was just like it was like somebody had turned on the lights, and everything was light and warm, and I felt completely safe no matter where I went. And then also, this was very interesting. In our church, we teach that we have, as well as our physical bodies, we have our spiritual bodies, and that's what we have when we pass on. And in some of the bars that were kind of like not the highest spirit, kind of low spirit, I'd walk in there and I would actually see the spirit bodies of people. And it was like very cartoonish, ugly actually. But I felt, again, I just felt completely safe. So anyway, reading these books reminded me of those experiences. And so during that time, I really grew in my faith by seeing these miracles and in loving people and being exposed to so many different kinds of people. But I also experienced God's power, this amazing power when you really learn to give and give and give. And also during this time I learned to really pray really deeply. And I remember having these breakthroughs in my prayer where I would just cry and cry and cry, and I was able to just, I remember I was able to feel how much God loved me and God's compassion for me, because as a child I had been abused and been in difficult circumstances, but I just felt God's compassion for me and just wanting to embrace me. But she couldn't, because God uses us, uses our arms, and there weren't the arms to embrace me. And at the same time, I felt this deep, deep forgiveness for those people who had hurt me or neglected me. So back to the title, The Baby in the Bathwater. The reason when I was reading these books, I was thinking, man, there's just like so much depth to Christianity. Oh yeah, and that was another thing. It's like I finally understood why we needed Jesus, because we needed an example of true love. We needed an example of complete unconditional love. So there's just so much depth to Christianity, and those who have really lived, a deep Christian life, like the saints, Saint Francis, others, they've had many of these experiences and felt God's tear and felt miracles happening in their lives. But what has happened is that so many people have turned away from Christianity. But I feel like they've thrown out the baby with the bathwater, missing these really important elements. And there's good reason for it. So many things don't make sense. um, you know, being based on fear. You're going to go to hell if you don't do this or do that, or believe in Jesus, or things that just don't make sense. Virgin birth and these miracles and things. So many people have just turned away from Christianity. So, and there's very, very good, like I said, there's very good reasons for that. So I was thinking to myself, what Christianity really needs is an upgrade. You know how when our computers or our phones aren't working because it has these bugs in it, we get an upgrade. And it's just like, because when we have these bugs, it's so frustrating. You have to kind of work your way around it, and you have to turn your phone off, or you just have to ignore it and just try to do your best. Well, it's the same thing with Christianity. Even though there's a lot of good things, there's so many things that don't make sense that you either have to twist your mind to get around those ideas, or just say, forget it. It's like just throwing out your computer where it's a bug in the programming or in a software. It's not the computer. You don't have to throw your computer out. You don't have to throw your phone out. So Christianity needs an upgrade. It is time for an upgrade for Christianity so that it makes sense to people. And, just as in so many other areas, there have been upgrades in medicine. God has worked in amazing ways to elevate our understanding of the human body. And there's been so many develops in science and technology. So isn't it possible that there could be an upgrade of Christianity? I mean, it's been around here for 2,000 years. Isn't it possible that there could be something new? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is. And it's actually been around for decades. But unfortunately, it's been hidden because of misunderstandings, because of negative rumors, because of skepticism. And I get that. I imagine so many of you, especially as younger people, were searching for the truth, and then because you couldn't find it, then you just give up. So our thinking is, well, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new, but there is. For those who have ears to hear it, there is something new under the sun that is very profound. And I just want to end this with these two verses from the Bible. Well, actually, I want to say one other thing, and that is that, whenever there is something new, there's going to be a lot of misunderstanding. There's going to be a lot of persecution. Think of what happened to people like Copernicus or other people who brought something new, a new paradigm of a different way of looking at things. There's always persecution. There's always upset because they're changing people's paradigms, and people don't want to change. They're comfortable. But I want to challenge you to think that actually when there's controversy, there's a good chance that there's actually something there. If nothing's happening, and then, oh yeah, this feels real comfortable, it's not challenging at all, then it's probably nothing new. But if there's a lot of controversy, there's a good chance that there's something there. So I want to just end this with two Bible verses. One is St. Paul said in Corinthians 13:12, "For now we see through a glass darkly, then face to face. And he's talking about the future now. Jesus said in John 16:13, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. You know, Jesus didn't say it's just the Bible, you don't need anything else. He said the Spirit of truth is coming. And I'm telling you, the truth has arrived. Thank you. And now I will sing a song. This is an original song. That I wrote. One of the basic teachings of Unificationism is that we were meant to live in a world of love. And that is our birthright. So my song is love is here to stay. And this is the world that we're all seeking for. This is the world that we're all meant to live in, here and in the afterlife as well. And this was inspired by, I would say it's inspired by John Lennon, his song Imagine, but also by Tom Petty, because I like the rhythm of some of his songs. This is my only, so far, I've written several songs, but they're all different, and so far this is my only sort of rock song. Was lost but now is found, and won by is here to stay. Everything is gonna be okay. 'Cause love is here to stay, and it ain't going away. Don't you know, it was always meant to be this way. Love was meant to stay. Love is meant to stay. Love is here to stay.
Thank you, Debbie. And it's time to celebrate our abundance, because it is in giving that we receive. Could I have a volunteer to collect the offering? Celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Thank you. And if you're joining us online and you would like to freely give from your heart, you may go to unityofhuntsville.org and click on the donate button. And now let us bless all the offerings we have received here this morning in the sanctuary, as well as those we are receiving online. And let us affirm together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Lovingly I give, and lovingly I receive. Thank you. We've got some exciting things going on here at Unity of Huntsville. Today is the second Sunday of the month, and so we have a potluck dinner that we're going to have together upstairs. And in addition, every second Sunday and fourth Sunday, Lindsay drives down from Tennessee to give us a presentation on Course in Miracles. She is Marianne Williamson trained and Unity of Huntsville tempered. We are grateful to have her this morning and every second and fourth Sunday. On first and third Sundays, we have a life support circle that meets here. It's just a safe space to share. What happens in life support circle stays in life support circle. We've got a fifth Sunday coming up in November, and I still don't know what the program is, but I'm excited to hear Betsy will be telling me that here soon. If you've got an idea, please share with me or with Betsy. On November the 16th, Armand and Angelina will be coming to Unity of Huntsville. They're from down in Florida, I think Tampa. And they're just a wonderful, a delightful experience. And it's really hard to put any words on it because it's spiritual for sure, but it's also funny and hilarious. So I hope you'll come for that service. They'll be providing all the music and the message that day. Following the service, we'll have a quick dinner upstairs, and then we'll meet for a play shop on how to play the Native American flute. There will be flutes for us to play and flutes for us to purchase if we want to have our own after the play shop. And then that Monday night, the 17th at 7:30, Armand and Angelina will present right here their musical comedy show. It's about an hour long, and it just promises to be hilariously funny, entertaining, and spiritual, all wrapped up in one. So I hope you'll put that on your calendars and share that with your friends so we can have a good turnout for Armand and Angelina. Are there any other announcements that we need to bring up right now?
Well, what's this in a new series begins, The Storyteller?
Oh yeah, okay, so there's a new sermon series that I'm going to start that begins the very last Sunday of this month. And it starts with a sermon titled The Storyteller. So you might start to use your imagination. What could he be talking about? I will say this, it's inspired by a book that's titled, What is in the Way is the Way. So wrap your head around that. Whatever is in the way of our spiritual growth is the way that we're meant to grow. There's nothing out there that is against us. Nothing. So what is in the way is the way. And the first title is The Storyteller. So who is that storyteller in you? All right, that's enough previews. You'll have to come out and hear the message. Thank you for reminding me, Valerie.
Yeah.
Any other announcements that we need to say today? All right. I'd like to thank everyone who has joined us online. If you've been moved by this experience, we hope that you share it with everyone that you know. And you can do that by simply seeing the Christ that's in them, the same Christ that's in you, in everyone that you meet. We're reminded of that by the Christ light. That Christ light that always burns in the heart of you, me, and everybody. Thank you for joining